This video is going to talk about converting percents into fractions and fractions into percents. The first thing you need to know is what the word percent means. Per means out of or for. Cent literally means 100. Percent means out of, to you, 100. Yes, I will ask you to repeat that in class. Percent means out of 100. So, what we're going to do when we convert percents into fractions, it makes things super simple. Let's take the percentage 5. 5%. Something else I can show you that's actually really cool is the percent sign with colors. And this percent sign is made up of a line and 2 circles. We can also look and change the order of these a little bit and see that percent is, the percentage sign is the number 100 just shifted around a little bit. Percent means out of 100. So, when we take a look at 5%, what we're going to do is we're going to take that 5 to change it into a fraction. We take 5 and we put it over 100. There's your fraction. All we have to do now is simplify. Well, the only thing that goes into 5 is itself and 1, so let's use divided by 5 over 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 100 divided by 5 is 20, because there are 20 nickels in a dollar. So 5% is the same as 1/20. They mean the exact same thing. Let's take a look at another example. Let's take a look at 17%. Percent means out of 100, which means we're going to take 17 and put it over 100. There's nothing that goes into 17 that can go into 100. 17 does not go into 100. So my answer is just 17 over 100. These mean the exact same thing. Let's take a look at one more. Let's take a look at 20%. Percent means out of 100. So I'm going to put 20 over 100. They both end in 0, so I know I can simplify by 10 over 10. 20 divided by 10 is 2. 100 divided by 10 is 10, or you can just see that they both end in 0 and chop that 0 off and notice that's the exact same thing. 2 over 10 can also be simplified by 2 over 2 into 1/5. 20% is the same as 1/5. That's how you convert percents into fractions. Let's take a look at how to convert fractions into percents. On the form, you're going to see the question 75%, and you're going to see the question 3%, by the way, and you're going to be asked to convert 75% and 3% into a fraction. So when you put the fraction in, if the fraction is 9 out of 12, write 9/12 to show me that fraction. To convert fractions into percents, we're going to use proportions. You guys have already been using proportions in class. We've been more calling them ratios because we've been comparing two ratios. All a proportion is literally comparing two ratios. So let's take a look at the fraction 9/10. We know that percent means out of 100. So whatever number is over 100, that's what the percent is. All I have to do is get this fraction so that it's something with a denominator of 100, and then I can take this right here, and it will be my percentage. Well, all I have to do now is cross multiply and divide, and we've been working on that last week. So I'm going to take 100 times 9 and I know that that's 900. 10 times something also needs to equal 900, so I'm going to divide 900 by 10, and I'm going to get 90. 9 over 10 is the same thing as 90%. Because 90 is over 100, it's the same thing as 90%. Let's take a look at another example. I can actually just shift us down a little bit, maybe get rid of some of the glare a little bit. So, we're going to take a look at 4/5. I need to get this 4/5 so that it has a denominator of 100. In order to do this, I'm going to cross multiply. 100 times 4 is 400. And then I'm going to divide by the 5 that's left over. 400 divided by 5. Let's show our work on this one, just to make absolutely sure we're getting it right. 400 divided by 5. 5 can't go into 4, but 5 can go into 40. 5 can go into 40 8 times. 8 times 5 is 40. Subtract, and I'm not done yet. Even though I got that 0, I still have to deal with this 0. Pull it down. Can 5 go into 0? No. Put a 0. So, 4/5 is the same as saying 80%. See how I took that 80 over 100 and just took the part that I was focused on out? 4/5 is the same as 80%. Let's take a look at one more, and this one's going to get a little bit more challenging for us. Because for this one, we're going to take a look at the fraction 1/3. And we need to get that so it has a denominator of 100. To do that, I'm going to multiply 100 times 1, which we all know doesn't change anything. And then I'm going to divide by 3. 100 divided by 3. Well, this kind of sounds familiar to something we did in the last video, but let's keep watching and just kind of see what happens. Can 3 go into 1? No. Can 3 go into 10? Yes, it can. 3 divided by 10, 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. 10 minus 9 is 1. Not done yet. Have to carry down that 0. 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. Makes 1. I need another 0 in here. I'm just going to keep going and going and going. I need to put a decimal here. And I need to carry it on up, just like we've been doing. Bring down an invisible 0. Can 3 go into 10? Yes, it can. 3 times. And I know that I'm just going to keep going. So rather than do that, I'm going to put the line over the number that tells us that the decimal just continues on and on and on. This is going to be my answer. If it helps you to write it up here, you can do that, and it's not going to break the fraction. It just makes it much more complicated, but we don't need to do anything with it. We just need to know that 1/3, just kidding, 1/3 is the same as 33.3 repeating percent. Or you can just round it to 33.3% without that line. It means you rounded. Or you can round it to 33%. The question that you're going to be asked on the Google form is to make 3/5 into a percent.